What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric and you're watching the Get Me Out of Here vlog. Today I'm going on a Nebraska adventure through the Cornhusker State, starting here in Wray, Colorado. There's some crosses behind me and this magnificent looking butte that overlooks the city of Wray, which my brother and I driving in last night, it was dark, we had no idea. They had all this beautiful geography, these land formations here in eastern Colorado, the Great Plains of the United States. Well, we're right here on the border of Nebraska and we're ready to head east through the Cornhusker State. We are going to be traveling through the southern portion of the great state of Nebraska today, and I want to bring you along and share with you all the small towns and unique things we may find along the way. So follow me today on an expedition throughout lesser traveled roads. Not a lot of people probably have been through southern Nebraska. I myself have not. This is a first, so I'm excited to see what I find today. So follow me. This is going to be a fun expedition, a road trip through the Cornhusker State. Whoa, wanted to point out too, look at that. There's a rattlesnake skin. Look at that. That has to be. Look how big that snake skin is. So, yeah, eastern Colorado, there are rattlesnakes. What an amazing way to start the day. All right, we're going on a, like I said earlier, a Nebraska road trip, but why not start out here in eastern Colorado with this gorgeous view. I'll show you here in a second, but yeah, hiking a butte first thing in the morning. Didn't think I'd be doing this today. Got on top of this butte. And look at this. This is kind of weird. It says this is called Flirtation Rock. The first Masonic meeting in eastern Colorado took place here on July 2nd, 1886, held by brothers. So does that mean they had like weird seances on top of this butte? Did they sacrifice people here to the gods? The Masons? I don't know. My mind is wandering here, but that's pretty wild to think that almost today's July 1st, tomorrow is July 2nd. So maybe it's a good thing we're not here on this butte tomorrow night. Maybe there's like an anniversary where they hold seances on top of the butte here. I don't know. That is wild though. Certainly was not expecting this when my brother and I drove into Wray, Colorado last night to get ready for our Nebraska road trip. Did not realize they had all these unique land formations around the town here. This is really cool. And I guess this is part of the Sand Hills. In northern Nebraska, there's a popular region called the Sand Hills, but they have a portion here in eastern Colorado as well. But look at this. Standing on top of this butte, overlooking the town of Wray, Colorado. It's like the Lion King. Someday all this will be yours. Wray, Colorado. Check that out. My brother and I, we didn't stay at this motel, but look at that, the Butte Motel. Check out that signage. It's like old school, like 70s font. This old motel just at the bottom of the butte. Hence the name, makes sense, the Butte Motel. What an epic shot. The train pulling through Wray. God, it doesn't get more scenic than this. First thing in the morning, I think it's time for an adventure today. A big Nebraska adventure. The Cornhusker State across the Great Plains and the prairies, the heartland of America. Let's go do this. Look how there's always a lone tree out in the country along the roadside. Look at this. We are literally in the middle of nowhere.
There's a lot of that fuzzy sage brush.
Oh yeah. It's a good thing it's not raining, because I can only imagine that this dirt road
so rutted out.
gets completely flooded. Well, here it is, up close and personal to the tri-state marker, the states of Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado meet right here. We are standing where 3 states meet. And right in front of me is the actual tri-state marker. Look at this. They even have the official sign right there. The Geographical Survey sign, Department of the Interior. See, there's Colorado to the west, Nebraska to the northeast, and Kansas to the southeast. Well, here it is. The tri-state marker, the point where 3 states meet, Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas. And it feels great. I am standing in 3 states at once. I feel accomplished today. It's only like 8:30 in the morning. We've already made a tri-state marker. This is awesome. This is something I like to do, is try to find unique geographical points throughout the United States. So another one off the list. Do a big step in. Big step in.
Tri-state.
Your butt's facing the camera.
Yeah. I can't put my arms that way.
Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to do more yoga. Oh. And look, there's even a mailbox that you can sign your name on with a notebook, proving that you were here at the tri-state. Well, put my John Hancock on this. And just down this muddy, grassy road is Chaffee's marker, which I guess was the original tri-point marker, but he did it wrong. He had Colorado, the Colorado border right, but he didn't have Nebraska or Kansas correct. So we are just gonna walk a couple yards, or a couple hundred yards I should say, due south to the old Chaffee marker. Here it is, Chaffee's marker stone. Yeah, that looks like it's been here for a while. It says 18 something. You can see a 1-8, so 18, sometime in the late 1800s, I'm guessing, is when this foundation marker was laid. What was thought to be the tri-point marker, but now it's been updated. Well, here we are, touching the original tri-state marker, and there's the original, well, not the original, but the little more recent survey marker right there. So there's actually 2 points at this tri-state location.
That's
the real one is up there, that's what we were at earlier, but here is the OG, the original, which is pretty cool that they still left it here.
Yeah, it says Colorado on this side.
For history. Oh yeah, it's kind of like weathered away, but yeah, it says something. It looks like
Kansas?
5. It's like a 5 right there. I don't know why, but yeah, it says Colorado right there. You can make it out. And oh my God, it's a tumbleweed. Look at that. It's a tumbleweed. Should I make it tumble? It's not very windy today. Go tumbleweed.
Latitude or longitude?
That did not go as planned. Sitting on the original tri-state marker. Look at that. It's kind of comfy. You can just have a sit and take in the beautiful scenery of the open plains, the open prairie. Beautiful out here, it really is. And it's so strange. There is literally like no sign of civilization anywhere around here. So if we feel like my brother and I feel like we're the last people on Earth right now, it's kind of weird. But anyway, a lot more to see. We are just crossing into the great state of Nebraska. So let's keep on moving. A lot of road tripping ahead of us. Prairie dog sightings. Look at these little guys running around. We are in, oh yeah, you can hear them. They sound like little beep, beep. Look like, they sound like little squeezy toys. But we are in prairie dog country. Saw a turtle crossing the road. Probably can't see him now. He just went into the vegetation, but there he goes. It's a prairie turtle.
Tortoise or something.
Could be a tortoise. Not a lot of water out here. But there are a lot of sunflowers. So that marker straight ahead near the tri-state marker, well, it's not really an actual marker, but see how that land dips down there? It's like a low point. Well, actually, that is the lowest point in the state of Colorado. So when you think of Colorado, you think of the Rocky Mountains, you think of very high mountain peaks. But here on the eastern edge of Colorado, right near Nebraska and Kansas, is the low point, the lowest point of the state of Colorado, right there. It's on private land, it's private rancher land, but right there, see where the ground dips? That is the low point, the lowest point, I should say, of the state of Colorado.
It's the highest of the state low points, too.
Really?
Yep.
My brother just informed me that that is the highest of all the 50 state low points. So that is the highest, lowest point of the United States. You know, what is the elevation of that? Do you know? It's probably like 3,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
If I had to guess.
Like 3,800 or something like that, maybe.
Anyway, we can't get closer than this. That is the lowest point of the state of Colorado. Got a mud puddle up here. Oh, a bunch of sunflowers too, but look at this. Can we make it? Oh, that's gonna be a dirty car. Nice.
You can try it out a little bit.
Look at that. You made that look easy, Connor.
The RDX can do well.
The RDX. Off-road driving.
It's all the Baltimore North Santa Fe. It's always the BNSF.
Here it is, crossing into Nebraska. The good life. This is a thing of beauty. Look at this retro gas station. Conoco gas station. I guess they have a museum here as well, or maybe it's just on display. But look at this old gas pump from the early mid-20th century. It still has the Conoco sign on it too. That's awesome. Well, hello, welcome to Haigler. Having done Route 66, I love vintage Americana, and these gas stations are a blast from the past. Just, you don't see these anymore. Even have a mannequin peeking out the window with a Conoco hat. Oh look, Coca-Cola, the official drink of the 1984 Olympics. Look at that. Got an old wagon with some planters on top, and take a look at this vintage Conoco sign. They don't make them like that anymore. It kind of looks like a pizza slice. The triangle.
I thought it was Pizza Hut.
It's making me think of Casey's gas station pizza. I'm getting hungry now. But yeah, what a treasure here. In this small town on the Nebraska side, just crossed over from Colorado into Nebraska. The town of Haigler. Haigler, Nebraska. Absolutely love finding roadside treasures like this. First Casey's sighting of the day here in Nebraska. Came across this sign that said Massacre Canyon, which caught my attention. And look at this, they've got a visitor center. And over there they've got a massive monument. I have no idea what this is, so gonna be taking this in and learning a little bit here. The 150th anniversary of Massacre Canyon Remembrance. Wow, look at that. August 5th, 1873 to August 5th, 2023. Got a fascinating gift shop and a museum. Look at all this memorabilia here. They got some books about the Old West. This poster here, the greatest Texas cattle trails. Look at that. And they go through this part of Nebraska, the cattle drives of the Old West. It's amazing. A lot of history. And of course, you got to get a coonskin cap if you're traveling in these parts. I actually got one on a previous vlog. I forgot to bring it with me on this trip through Nebraska. Oh wow, they've got fossils. The lower third of a femur thigh bone was a part of the discovery of this stegomastodon. Oh, that is wild. It's like an ancient elephant found here in these parts of Nebraska. Look, they've got a lower jaw of a stegomastodon.
With his tractor fixing his driveway.
Really?
And he came across that and he said, I didn't have much education, but it didn't look like a rock, and it looked too big to be a bone. So he says, I started digging it down, and darned if it wasn't a bone. And they had an archaeological dig, and up above, there's the map up above.
Oh yeah.
And that's how it all laid out.
That is amazing. So a lot of history.
Check your dinosaur there.
Walking out of the gift shop, you can see there's a marker for Massacre Canyon. The gentleman inside the gift shop said that this was the last Native American battle that took place in 1873 between the Pawnee tribe and the Lakota Sioux. And it appears that the Pawnee were here in this part of Nebraska on a hunting party. Here it says 700 people of the Pawnee tribe, and they were surprised and attacked by the Lakota Sioux, who pursued them and slaughtered dozens of Pawnee Indians. And it looks like they would have killed more if it weren't for the U.S. cavalry, who intervened, chased the Sioux away. But this defeat broke the strength and spirit of the Pawnee tribe, and it moved from its reservation in Nebraska to Oklahoma. So a somber historical moment here at Massacre Canyon in southern Nebraska. And what's, when you look at American history, the settling of this country, the settling of the West, a lot of wars with Native Americans, the U.S. government, and other Native American tribes, it's the clash of civilizations in my mind. I don't know how the spread of the West could have been prevented better. That's beyond me, but this is an example of the U.S. government relocating the Pawnee Native Americans to southern Nebraska, and then other warring parties that were native to this region, the Lakota Sioux, who were a very strong warrior tribe throughout history, didn't like that the Pawnee were here in their hunting grounds and attacked them and killed dozens, if not more. There's not an actual recorded number of the number of Pawnee that were killed, but killed dozens of Pawnee Indians here in southern Nebraska. So again, just kind of a dark moment in history, in American history. There's really no right or wrong answer to this, but they have a memorial here erected to note this disastrous moment and to pay tribute to the Pawnee that were killed by the Lakota Sioux here in southern Nebraska. This is amazing. Look at this obelisk. Now, I guess they erected this south of here originally, but the highway was moved, Highway 34, and so they relocated this monument here at its present location. Look at that, the Massacre Canyon Battlefield Memorial. Along this canyon, stretching northwest 3 miles, the last battle between Pawnee Nation and Sioux Nation was fought August 5th, 1873. This is the 150th anniversary of this battle. Or massacre, I guess, but yeah. Principal chiefs, the Pawnee Sky Chief, Sun Chief Fighting Bear, Sioux Spotted Tail, Little Wound, and Two Strikes. This monument, erected by authority of the Congress of the United States as a memorial to the frontier days and Indian wars, now forever ended. And I'm glad that they pay tribute to this, because I think it's important to know history. That's how you learn. Another thing I want to note is, growing up in northwestern Iowa, there was a lot of Indian battles and massacres up there as well, both settlers massacred by Lakota Sioux and vice versa. But one thing I've noticed is in the late 1800s, early 1900s, people always erected obelisks as like historical markers for these tragic events, these Indian War events. There's a lot of obelisks all over the prairie states of the United States, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska. And I just find that interesting. It's kind of that was the popular thing to do 120 years ago, was to erect obelisks as memorial markers for these tragedies settling the West. And straight ahead of me, that is Massacre Canyon, right there. One of the last Native American battles in the United States. Here in McCook, Nebraska, is a James Beard award-winning bakery called Sehnert's Dutch Oven. So I'm gonna go in and try one of their famous bierocs, which is some kind of food that is native or at least popular in Nebraska. Inside Sehnert's, they corrected me, not Sehnert's, Sehnert's, but you can see how picked away the baked goods are today. Look at this. Completely empty for the most part, but that's all right. Their most famous food items are here on the menu, so we're gonna grab a quick lunch. Love this vintage sign that they've got hanging inside Sehnert's. That's how you pronounce that. I was calling it Sehnert's earlier, but the locals corrected me. Sehnert's is the name of this bakery. It's been open since 1957 here in McCook, Nebraska. Look at that old school rock and roll microphone that they've got engraved in the wall. Just an awesome kind of like downtown here in McCook, a very like quintessential Midwestern downtown. Absolutely love the architecture in here, the old brick, kind of that trim work that you'd see kind of at the turn of the 20th century. Also look at this picture here. It's a James Beard award-winning bakery here in southwestern Nebraska. And lunch is served. Look at this. This is called a bieroc. And it's like a German food. It's got beef and cabbage inside. And actually, it reminds me a lot of Runza. Runza is a popular chain, a fast food restaurant here in Nebraska. And this looks like an even more gourmet version of a Runza. So looking forward to that. Got a Kincaidor beer, a local brewery here in Nebraska as well. And this is an apple planter. It's a sandwich. I think it's got turkey in it. This fly is like trying to get on our food. But anyway, this is called an apple planter. It's a turkey sandwich. Looks absolutely delicious. So my brother and I are going to split this, and I am going to enjoy a bieroc. It's what they are known for here at Sehnert's. Look at this. Again, this is like, it reminds me kind of a Runza you would get at that popular fast food chain here, Runza. Look at this. This looks absolutely incredible. Oh, that smells so good. This is amazing. And I think, again, it's like ground beef with, I got cabbage. You can also get, what else? You can get kraut with it, like sauerkraut. I opted for cabbage. You can opt for kraut. It's got onions in it as well and some seasoning. This is delicious. And this bread, it's so good. Like, I can tell this is an award-winning bakery here in Cook, Nebraska, so absolutely delicious. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the best meals I've ever had, as far as sandwiches are concerned. Wow. You know, if anything, making a pilgrimage to come to Sehnert's would be totally worth it, driving all the way out to southwestern Nebraska for. I'm not even kidding. This is one of the best sandwiches I've ever had anywhere, of any major city, and this is in a small town tucked away in the middle of the heartland of America. Wow. These are really good too. This is from Houston. Never heard of this. Block and barrel. Well, after devouring that amazing bieroc, which I will never look at Runza the same again. This thing was so delicious. It knocks Runza out of the park, and for rightfully so it is. This is a James Beard award-winning restaurant. But anyway, up next is the apple planter. It's like a turkey sandwich. Let's give this a try. Wow. Again, one of the best sandwiches I think I've ever had. So it's turkey, bacon. It's got some apple slices on there as well. And this cheese bread is amazing. Yes, it's got some cheese on it too. But this cheese bread, kind of like what you get at Subway, but this is way more gourmet. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm telling you guys, for you foodies out there, McCook, Nebraska, this is one of the best sandwich spots in the country. It's a hidden gem tucked away in this small town, McCook. It's like a population of 7,000 people. This is well worth the drive. Well worth it. Sehnert's. This is one of my all-time favorite restaurants. Just like that. They won me over. This is amazing. So hands down, the greatest bakery I've ever been to, Sehnert's. One of the best sandwiches I've ever had here in this beautiful town, McCook, Nebraska. And I love this because it's the quintessential Midwestern town. I love they've got the brick road here on the main street. They've got a Casey's with Casey's Pizza, the best gas station pizza on earth. They've got a tropical snow stand here. They've got Brown's Shoes here on the main street. I grew up in a small town in Iowa, and so this just takes it all home to me. I absolutely love everything about McCook, Nebraska. A must visit. A must visit. Trying to get around your dangling Batman here. So some of the locals informed me that there's a Frank Lloyd Wright house here in McCook, Nebraska. There's like a statue here too next door, but look at this. This is called the Sutton house, and it was designed by probably the greatest architect who ever lived, Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm a huge Frank Lloyd Wright fan. If you watch this channel, I've visited his home in Wisconsin, Taliesin. I've visited Taliesin West in the Phoenix area, in Mesa, or in Scottsdale. And I've visited his home in Chicago. Look at this, and it has that look. Oh, this is amazing. It's absolutely, like, without a doubt, a Frank Lloyd Wright home. You can just tell. Those overhanging rooftops, just that kind of boxed look with the unique windows, that triangular roof at the top that overhangs the entryway. Frank Lloyd Wright was such a genius in his day, and this prairie-style architecture is what he's known for, and this is amazing. So there is a Frank Lloyd Wright home here in McCook, Nebraska. The Sutton House. And it's literally just a block north of downtown McCook. What a thing of beauty. Look at this. There's even an old Carnegie library with a buffalo sitting in the front lawn, like a statue of a buffalo. This, McCook, Nebraska.
High Plains Museum.
Oh yeah. This place is amazing. Absolutely love McCook, Nebraska. If I could film a movie here that was set in the Midwest, this would be my #1 choice. If anybody that's a filmmaker watching this, if you're gonna film a movie that's set in the Midwest, McCook, Nebraska is your place, and then you get to have this gourmet James Beard award-winning bakery and sandwich spot for lunch. Let me say this, I'm having a love affair here with this small town, McCook. This is, again, the quintessential Midwest town. Absolutely love this. Again, it reminds me a lot of my roots growing up in Atlantic, Iowa, and then moving into Spirit Lake, Okoboji region later on when I was a kid. But one thing I will say, my last comment, is I remember when Connor, when me and you did Route 66 from Chicago all the way to LA, have a whole video series on that, check it out. When we left Chicago, there's a suburb of Chicago called McCook, Illinois, and they've got a fabulous "Welcome to McCook" sign when you drive into that, kind of reminiscent to the Las Vegas sign, that Googie sign that's so popular in Las Vegas. They have another smaller version of that in McCook, Illinois. I say we steal that sign out of McCook, Illinois, and bring it here to McCook, Nebraska. I think McCook, Nebraska deserves a fabulous "Welcome to McCook, Las Vegas" sign. So you know what, even though that one in Illinois is on Route 66, I dare say let's steal that and bring it here to Nebraska, because this McCook is way better than the Illinois one. I want to note that since leaving the Massacre Canyon, driving east from there, here in Nebraska, the geography has changed quite a bit. It's gone from more of the rolling hills of southwestern Nebraska to more of an agricultural belt. You see all the corn, all the farmland. It's looking a lot more like the quintessential Midwest United States here, not so much the rolling prairies and cattle lands of southwest Nebraska and most of eastern Colorado. So I think we're out of the high plains and moving eastward towards the Corn Belt,
The American steppe.
the heartland. Driving through Atlanta, Nebraska. Look at that teepee. It's like a teepee building. Gotta point that out. We've been to Atlanta, Georgia. We've been to Atlanta, Illinois, but this is the first time I've driven through Atlanta, Nebraska. Look at that truck. And of course, we're driving through the heart of Tornado Alley in central Nebraska, and already we're starting to see some storms popping up. Just saw a lightning bolt strike the ground off in the distance, but you can actually see the rain from here. That storm is moving to the southeast, so we're gonna miss it. But it is July 1st today. Now, tornado season usually lasts between April and June, but that doesn't mean you can't still get severe weather into the later months of the summer. So just keeping my eye on this storm. Again, we're driving through the heart of Tornado Alley here in Nebraska. That in Holdridge, Nebraska. These, again, every town has these massive grain silos, but this one, grain elevator, thank you. Silos, elevators, but this one looks like a fortress.
Oh, there's the rain.
Look at the size of this thing. And yeah, here comes the rain. I thought this storm was supposed to be moving southeast. I guess we're getting the northern tip of it. It's definitely pretty dark towards the south. Guten Tag, 1905 to 1955. They got that cool old school Coca-Cola mural there, here in Hastings, Nebraska, the birthplace of Kool-Aid. Just east of Hastings, Nebraska is like a weird group of earth mounds that have, these are man-made though. There's like chimneys, some like, but I don't know what that is, some steel
Those
fan or a chimney or something sticking out of these mounds. And they're just scattered all over the prairie here in Nebraska. Look at that. You can see these as far as the eye can see.
10 miles long.
What the heck are these things?
What are they making?
It's like some weird, like, top secret government.
Perfecting the Kool-Aid formula.
I don't know. It's some top secret government experiment or something. I've never seen these before, but these are man-made. Just right here off Highway 6.
Yep.
It's Highway 6, right? Yeah, Highway 6. Reaching the end of this strange earth mound city east of Hastings, and I guess it's a military training center of some kind. I have to read more into this, but yeah, this is weird. It's like in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. There it ends. That's just corn. Corn as far as the eye can see. Driving into the town of Friend, Nebraska. And I realize there's no friendly welcome sign like other small towns have had so far.
Well, the guy driving by waved at him.
Did he wave?
Yeah, it was the finger flick.
I totally missed it. Wait, he gave us the finger flick?
No, not the bad finger flick.
Like a country driver, like
Friendly.
demonstrate.
There's a gas station.
Oh yeah, another vintage gas station here in Friend, Nebraska. I was gonna say demonstrate the finger flick. Oh yeah, it's just kind of like a casual. Hey, what's up? Okay, there's a Friend sign. Whoa, what was that? Is that your car? Oh, there's downtown Friend.
Fireworks.
A lot happening in Friend. Okay, here it is. Welcome to Friend. I am so confused. We're like already more than halfway through the town. Welcome to Friend. They have Godzilla here in Friend, Nebraska, selling fireworks. There's a friendly monster here in Friend. Oh, wow, look at that horse and buggy. Crete, Nebraska. Wow, look at that old J.C. Penney sign right there. That's amazing. A lot of those have gone out of business in shopping malls across the U.S. Sapp Brothers Coffee. Well, we made it across the Missouri River into the great state of Iowa. We are no longer in Nebraska. We made our entire trek today starting in Wray, Colorado, going into the southeastern corner of Nebraska, traveling eastward all the way to Lincoln, and then headed north through to Sioux City, Iowa. And it is 12:15 in the morning now. So we left at 7 o'clock a.m. today, and we are now in Iowa at 12:15, fueling up here at this Love's gas station and grabbing some caffeine because we still have another 2-hour drive to head to Okoboji, Iowa, my hometown for the 4th of July for this weekend. So yeah, it's been a long day, but it's been an epic day. We got a lot in exploring the Cornhusker State, an epic road trip across the state of Nebraska. And we still have a little bit left to go here in Iowa tonight. But wanted to say thanks for joining me today. I am tired. Gonna caffeinate myself up and keep trekking. But a lot more I'm planning to film this weekend in Iowa. So stay tuned. There'll be plenty more ahead. I'm gonna use the restroom and grab probably a Red Bull or something. But anyway, my brother is like, hurry up. Both have to pee. So anyway, thanks for joining us on this epic journey. My name is Eric. This is the Get Me Out of Here vlog, and thanks for watching again. I always appreciate it, all you viewers out there. And let me know if you have another destination in mind you'd like to see me head to, I'm in the Midwest for the next couple days, and then we'll be heading back out west to the great state of Arizona. So anyway, my name is Eric. It's time for me to get out of here. Thanks for watching.